So, Olama, we were having a discussion
Yeah.
about the diet of the Maasai
Yeah.
and this habit of dancing regularly. And I was explaining to Lomelok
Yeah.
that in Western countries like the United States and UK, many of the old people, they're getting arthritis.
Arthritis, yeah.
Yeah, this where the bones are becoming brittle and they are degenerating.
Yeah.
And the limitation of movement
Yeah.
of the joints is reduced. And I'm trying to understand whether your old people are getting arthritis. Are Maasai people getting arthritis? Like when they're getting very old? Like your grandfather, he was 110 when he died.
My grandfather died
Yes.
when he was 110.
And what was his cause of death? Of course, he was very old.
It's like sleeping forever.
Okay.
Just sleeping.
All right.
Because he become like a child.
Okay.
My father take him outside. Everything they do safe inside because of everybody is weak. I don't know if it is arthritis, but I don't think because this father is very old.
No, you don't normally die from arthritis. I'm just wondering what kinds of conditions your old people are getting.
And also, for sure, our parent, it depends on how the people treat their fathers. Because like nowadays I see some people get gout. You know gout?
Goat?
Gout.
Oh, gout. Sorry, gout, yes.
Gout. And brucellosis.
Which one?
Brucellosis. Brucellosis is like, I don't know what brucellosis, you know the kind?
I'll look it up, but I don't know what you're talking about. But what is the condition? What are the symptoms?
It's like somebody feeling like his knee is just pain.
Yes.
And that one caused by the people don't treat their parent whatever.
You mean people who are neglecting their parents?
Yeah, neglect their parents.
So how are they neglecting their parents?
Like not take to pool, not service them at the one. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
And
Grandma was doing something naughty to the cow. He was picking up the cow and strangling it and he fell on the
Oh,
floor.
that sounds very naughty, and I may need to go and see him at the moment. But
Yeah.
at the moment we're making a film, okay? So
Okay.
just tell him to be a good boy, and Daddy will come and talk to him. Sorry.
so that's why by this kind of things, Maasai, those who are really people take their fathers and the other take care of their brothers. No kind of disease like that.
So you were suggesting
Yeah,
that if you take your father
yeah.
to Udpul once a year,
Once a year, yeah.
and he may go there for like between 2 weeks and 1.5 months.
Yeah,
And he goes there, he eats a lot of meat, he has lots of soup, he has lots of these natural medicines
Yeah.
with the roots of
Yeah.
plants dissolved in the soups. That if you do this every year with your old people,
yeah. Your father can go along.
he can live to be very old,
Yeah.
and you don't expect him
Maybe
to
if kind
get
of accident
arthritis.
come,
Yeah,
but not like a disease.
that's very interesting.
Because this is our natural medicine we always use. Yeah, it's like people. Myself, personally, I already knew that one because I was using the industry medicine. But nowadays, if I feel even like every year I have to go to the pool, it means that no malaria,
Yes,
no other kind of
yes.
diseases.
Do you know, even now many Mzungus have stopped using industrial medicines. I used to use them until a few years ago.
Yeah.
But I discovered, well, I came to the conclusion that they're not very good. So I've been looking for natural medicines,
Yeah.
even since. So your grandfather, who was 110 when he died,
Yeah.
I think this is not so unusual for the Maasai, because Samuel is telling me his grandfather is still alive now and he's 102 years old.
Yeah, I know very much.
Yes.
Samuel's grandfather. Samuel's father.
Okay.
Because
Oh, so
Samuel-
his father?
His father. Yes,
Just his
Samuel's
father, not his grandfather?
I know. Grandfather, father is we have the same grandfather.
No, I just want to understand. The one who is 102 years old,
His father of Samuel.
just the father. And Samuel, how old is he now?
Samuel.
Yes.
Almost 28.
So Samuel is 28 and his father is 102.
Yeah, because Samuel is the last born from his father.
That means his father must have been 74 years old
Yeah, it's like
when he had his last child. And your grandfather was 73.
yeah.
Yes.
My grandfather is
No, he was 73 when he had his last child. Yes,
Let me
Yes.
ask you something.
certainly.
Okay, don't surprise about Olomo telling you, because in our traditional,
Yes,
our parents or our father,
Yes.
they can marry even 10
yes.
wife.
I think he has 8, doesn't he?
My
Olomo?
grandfather got 8.
Yeah, he
Even
has,
my father he got 5.
yes,
5
and
wives.
Samuel's father had 5 wives.
Okay.
Yes.
So, according to this year, you are surprised, but don't surprise, because you can think that Samuel is firstborn of his father, but it's the lastborn of
Yes.
his father.
Yes.
So that there is other guys of his father, like Moses, his father have already born them.
Yes.
So that is very old father.
Do you know why I'm so surprised?
Yeah.
Is according to the Mzungu culture
Tradition, yeah.
and health methods, it's not even our tradition,
Yes.
but it's the condition of white people nowadays. They are so unhealthy now
yes.
that doctors are usually advising them
Yes.
not to have any children after just 40 years of age. Okay.
Yeah.
And yet Samuel,
Yes.
who is the fastest runner here,
Yes.
I think he's one of the fastest runners here, of 79 Maasai, his father had him when he was 74 years old.
Yeah.
Do you see this?
Yeah.
So there's a very big difference. And what you are telling me
Yes.
is making me think that we have a lot to learn
Yes.
as Mzungus, as white people, from how you are organizing yourselves in terms of health. Yes.
Okay, in Maasai, you can meet other fathers. They don't like even to go into the hospital if they are suffering with any kind of disease. They only given the oil of sheep, and they can stay in their own home.
Oil of sheep.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Fats.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
they boil meat, they get a fat, they give him.
Okay.
This is a normal medicine of Maasai.
Okay.
Some of them, they don't like even to go into the hospital.
No.
They can blame them that when you taking me to the hospital,
I'm gonna
Yes.
die.
if I
Yeah, I
die,
agree. Yes.
you just follow me.
Yes.
Let me stay in my home. Even I can die, let me die. But I am not going to the hospital. They
Yes.
don't like to use the
Yes.
industrial medicine.
Yeah,
Or
I
they can take
understand.
into the pool, they drink some kind of medicine, natural medicine of plants.
Yes.
They can survive. But they don't like to go to the hospital. Until now, there is a local Maasai. They don't like to go to the hospital. Yeah.
That's very interesting. So now, these ages that I'm hearing, 110, 102 from Samuel, are these like the oldest men?
Yeah,
Yes.
Samuel's father, his age group,
Yes.
in where I am come from,
Okay.
maybe the only 5 or 3.
Okay. So how old normally are Maasai reaching? When are they normally dying? 80 or what?
Not 8, it's like 100 and something, because this is like Samuel's father now. He's alive.
Yes.
So it's a good example to show that people, they can survive long.
What I'm trying to understand is Samuel's father unusual? Is he like an extreme case, or is it almost normal
Yeah.
to go beyond 100?
Yeah.
It's
Do you-
just normal.
You think it's normal?
Yeah, but it depend. It depend on the life of somebody.
Yes.
It depend.
And how well their children are treating them? Yes.
Yeah.
It also depends,
Yeah.
according to your analysis,
Yeah.
on how well they are treated
they-
by their children.
Yeah.
Whether they are taken to the Urpul, which is your annual kind of health
You know, you
retreat.
start to treat your child
Yeah.
when it start to born. Like actually, Maasai, if they born their children,
Yeah.
you only drink 2 kinds of things. You drink milk
Yeah.
and
The cream,
milk cream also.
They shake the milk, they get a
and then
cream.
you get a cream.
Okay, so the babies, the babies are drinking just beginning with milk,
Yeah,
and then you're giving them cream.
cream,
No.
milk cream.
When the child is born,
Yes.
we shake the milk, we
Yes.
get a cream, we
Yes.
give him. When it's just have maybe like 1 year or 1.5 year,
Yes.
they've been given a milk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And if you feel like every year your child, you must find a fat for him, sheep fat.
Yeah.
So every year must drink a fat.
Just once a year.
No,
No.
like 3 times or 4 times.
Uh-huh.
It means that if it's a time of raining,
Yes,
no problem with rain.
because there's a lot of food,
Yeah.
and so the animals are becoming fat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also you see, like our life is not like a modern life. Because if your child become like 4 years or 5 years, you start to look for the small calves
Yeah.
of the sheep and cow.
Uh-huh.
So you'll be start busy when you are 5 years to know your responsibility.
And
So
this
if
take-
like example Brian, you take Brian to the sheep, baby sheep. If they do some mistake, you punish him. And then if you feel like your child is weak, you suffocate a sheep and then you give a fat.
Uh-huh, okay.
If you look like a health
Yes.
and strong, you can be busy for look for his baby. Always like after we end the morning like 7 a.m. we take our sheep outside. He remain with a baby. Sheep.
Now, in your villages, are you ever finding any kinds of illnesses which nobody can explain or can understand? Like you may have a child, and when it's growing up, it's having some kind of mental disorder, and it seems like it's a little bit crazy, and nobody knows what is the problem with this child. Are you
Very
experiencing
good
that?
question,
Yeah, yeah.
John. Very
Yes.
good question, John. If you meet with the kind of a child like that, or a person like become like
mentally.
we can call in another language we can call substandard.
Yes,
Substandard.
yes,
The person with no specific definition.
yes.
That one we can say like we have to look at the background of their parents.
Yes.
So we are going to the local belief. There is something's wrong. You already do something wrong there, so that way it cause your child to become like this. Very simple.
And because, again, there are theories in the UK
Yeah.
that apply the same principle, because you will have some children who have a condition of, for example, autism. Do you understand autism? Autism is where the child, well, it may be an adult as well, but where the person's brain seems to be programmed differently
Yeah.
to everybody else. Maybe they can't talk, or maybe they are interested only in one thing. Maybe they don't eat any foods except maybe 5 different foods.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you look at the background or the history of the people with autism, you may find that when the mother was pregnant with the child, she may have had some kind of illness, and she was given chemical drugs, pharmaceutical drugs. And while the child was developing, it had these dissolved drugs in its bloodstream, of course fed through the umbilical cord. And so when the brain was developing, the development of the brain was affected by these chemicals, and so when the child was born, they had this kind of condition. So what I'm trying to understand is, because now in UK and America it's very common to have these children with these mental disorders. I'm trying to understand whether we are finding such disorders in Maasai communities.
In our culture, if a woman become pregnant, just as soon become pregnant,
Yes,
the midwives
yes,
start to give them the food which they cannot give maybe a child, not so effective for the child.
like what can you give me any examples?
And the medicine also, which are good for the child.
Okay,
It's like especially if the woman become pregnant, very
Yes.
soon we have to slaughter a goat
okay,
for him to give a soup. It means that the woman become healthy
yes,
when they get the pregnant. And then if you go to 6 months, and then after 3 months of pregnant or 4 months, it means that you can get other kind of food, but not any kind of chemical,
no,
like Fanta or the other intruder. Kind of, only maybe they get sugar, tea.
yes,
And the another thing, and after six months, they reduce the food from you. No, not much eating.
really,
Yeah, they only have like midwife. Like example, me, I have now a wife with one children, small boy. But one before I came here, I left a midwife to my home. Just my relative, but it's just busy for my wife.
Why, is your wife pregnant?
No, ready deliver. Like
Okay,
now.
all right, yes,
So example, just I give you. So the job of this midwife is just to dealing with my wife to make sure that not to eat the other kind of food, which are not so good, like fat. If you become very like 7 months, not allowed to drink kind of fat for the woman, because they believe that the child become very fat, so it constitutes operation. It can cause operation.
Oh, I see.
Okay, for addition,
Yes.
the
And
thing,
yes.
the thing make them, these guys or this child who are born to be like a mental ill.
Yes.
At the same time, we're going to look the background of his own parents, not for looking maybe the food to be eaten by his mother. We're looking the background. At the same time, we can say maybe his father got some blames from. We look at the generation, how his own generation become.
Yes.
This can make him to be like have some problem because of his mother done problem. Is blamed with her mom or is blamed with her father. This one can at Maasai you can take definitely to be like this.